The main problem with landing on contaminated runway is this. What if ATC gives you the wrong runway condition? Here are some case studies. ATC told the pilots that braking action was medium for the entire runway. 1 minute later, when the aircraft was landing, the FDR data indicated that the braking action was poor or worse during landing. In another instance, the snow temp reported that braking action was good across the runway after the snow removal. 20 minutes later, based on the QAR data, the braking action was between medium and poor. The problem with inaccuracies is simply a case of time lag. The question is how we can get real-time data on the runway condition. In order for accurate information, the information passed from one to another must be accurate. When you are young, you must have played a game like this. Your teacher whispered a set of instructions to you, and you have to pass this information to your classmate. And that classmate have to pass that information to the next person. By the time the information reaches the 14th person, the original information has been altered completely and the information is wrong. To solve this, we have to have accurate information passed between ATC, pilots while landing, pilots who have landed, and then back to ATC, the perfect loop. Airbus has then decided to introduce ROPS, Runway Overrun Protection System, ROPS. What this does is to calculate the distance it needs to stop. So if you cannot stop on the runway, it will give you a warning. Of course, it will have to give you an earlier warning even before you touch down on the runway. So ROPS is divided into two phases. Phase 1 is when the aircraft is airborne. It uses data like aircraft weight, ground speed, outside air temperature, wind and true airspeed to decide whether the aircraft can stop on the runway. If it decides that there is not enough runway, then the pilots have to go around. Once you land, if the system detects that the aircraft might overrun, then an alert max braking, max reverse will come on. Both visual and oral warnings. The drawbacks on this system is if the aerodrome data is inaccurate or if the GPS vertical position correction is wrong. For the A350, contaminated runway protection is available. Pilots can select the relevant braking action. For the A320s and A350s, the runway condition selector will be introduced. As far as I know, it is still under development. Before we continue, do subscribe to this channel and like this video if you want to know more Airbus stuff. It will help the channel tremendously. Thank you. So ATC gives the data to the pilots to decide on the runway condition. The aircraft has onboard systems that help pilots to make a safe landing with the help of the ROPS system. Now, how do pilots determine the runway condition once they land? This is important feedback because pilots will be able to give real-time data back to ATC for other aircrafts. Any changes to the runway conditions can be immediately be known. For this, NavBlue have introduced a software called Runway Sense. BACF or Braking Action Computation function is installed into the aircraft for pilots to get real-time data on the braking action. And every data recorded after landing is sent to a collaborative web platform. It is kind of like Google Maps where it takes drivers' driving data, or like Tesla software where it takes data from the drivers to improve their full self-driving software. The more data is fed into the web platform, the better the platform becomes. The BACF is available via ATSU. Over here, you can see the full rollout of the aircraft. The aircraft experienced an average braking action of good to medium over 800 meters and poor braking action for one small part of the runway. The system is so good that it can detect local degradations. Once there is data showing that the braking action is trending down, ATC can make an informed decision to close the runway. Fun fact is that sometimes airport authorities will put fine sand on the runway in order to increase the runway condition code to 4. So in short, all these systems will create an advantageous feedback loop. ATC will provide information to the pilots and pilots will use their FlySmart Plus software to calculate the landing distance. ROPS will then assist the pilots to make a safe landing and that Runway Sense will determine the actual braking action on that runway. And this information will then be passed back to ATC.